everybody. It's been a minute since you last saw me here on YouTube. I have been a little busy. I opened my own vintage store about 3.5 years ago. I know, it's been a while, but I'm finally getting around to finishing this video that I started filming 3.5 years ago. I filmed the process of me opening the store. A lot of this footage is old and I will try to date it as we go so you guys can kind of keep up with the timeline. And this was in November of 2021, so we were still very much in the pandemic. And so it's just so crazy to have gone through all this old footage and seen how much, you know, the store has changed and evolved over time, and how much my style has changed and evolved over time. And you'll see that through the years as we go through this footage. And I'm just so excited to finally share this with you. It's been something that I've been wanting to do for a while. Stick around, I hope you enjoy this video, and I have a lot more content coming about running the store, sourcing for the store, so lots of estate sales and thrifting, as well as home decor and design, something I'm also really passionate about. And I'm so excited to be finally sharing this with you. So I hope you enjoy the video. I wanted to give you all a little backstory on how I named my shop. So my shop is called Poppy and Dale Vintage, and I named it after my two grandpas, which you can see their senior yearbook photos on the wall next to me here. Poppy is my dad's dad. He's in his 80s, and Dale is my mom's dad. We lost him a little while ago, but I wanted my shop to have a really special name and meaning to me. That's Poppy and Dale. You can come see their pictures up at the register when you're in the shop. Today we are meeting with the landlords of this building. Outside looks a little rough, but we've got plans for it, so we'll see how it goes. Hopefully we're signing some paperwork today. There it is. Today is the day. We are moving into the store, well, starting to get things ready in here. I am so excited. We got the keys a few days ago. We have a bunch of plans we want to do in here. So this week, hopefully we'll get a lot done. Here's kind of your before. Somebody painted these poor bricks right here, so I gotta fix those. We're gonna build a window display right here. Then it goes back all the way this way. We got 2 bathrooms, one in here. And then here's a little bar area. And this is the back of the store. There's Dad. Got a bunch of little spaces back here that we want to do some vendors in here. And these awesome built-in shelves. And look, we have a freezer. This was a restaurant at one point. So we have our very own scary dungeon freezer. That's really fun. So if you walk out our front door, this is Main Street in downtown Gresham. There's a ton of really awesome businesses down here. We got an already well-established vintage store. That's Foxtrot Vintage. They're great. Really cool restaurants and little boutiques. And here's the front of our store. The door is so cute. I just love it. It's like a mid-century starburst. We got a lot of work to do on the front up here. We're gonna fix all that. And then these are planter boxes that I plan on doing some cacti, I think, in here. So very exciting, you guys. We are trying to figure out some solution for the front of the building here. It's attached to a bigger building, which is this giant furniture store over here. And it's over 100 years old, so everything is just not great. So basically this piece of wood just fell down when we touched it. There were so many projects to tackle inside the shop, and so I got started and painted this metallic brick that just definitely was not my style. So I got that painted black and it looked a lot better than the rainbow. One of the bigger projects we did was remove this big cubby hole shelf that was there when we moved in. This space was previously a dance studio, so I am sure they stored like their shoes and things in this cubby, and it just definitely didn't make sense for having a retail space. That big shelf in the wall, it took up so much space, and when you looked through the front door, it just completely cut the eye line. And once we removed it, you could see all the way to the back of the shop from the front door, which is really what I wanted. I wanted to take down the whole wall, but my landlord wouldn't let me do that, unfortunately. So we decided to spruce it up a little bit and make that opening into an arch. And I really love what it added to the space. It just felt way more intentional and beautiful, and it was one of my favorite projects we did. The arch is ready for paint, so I am doing that right now. And it has made such a huge difference in this space and made it so open. They also finished the back of this wall too. That was totally unfinished when we moved in, so gotta get painting. We needed to start working on the signage for the outside of the shop, and so I designed our logos here, which I am still very happy with today, which is a good sign. It shows that I chose a timeless design that I would like for a long time. So Dad is here putting them on our big sign to go on the front of our building. And my cousin Jordan, she actually did all of this signage for me. She did all the vinyl work for the shop, and it turned out so good. And we naively thought that we would be able to put this sign up very quickly, but we actually weren't able to put it up till after 3 months of the shop being open, just because of the permit process with the city. But this is what it looked like after we put the sign up. And here Jordan is doing our decals on the door, and we have another big decal on the window as well that matches this one.
So at the very end of this,
Looks so good. Let's go look at it. Let's see here. Oh, it's even better from this side. Oh my gosh. It looks perfect. Absolutely perfect. Good job. Thank you. You're welcome. I wanted to do a build out on our window display here, so it was all one level and gave me more versatility when doing our window displays, which is one of my favorite things to do. So we built the frame out of wood and then painting it white so everything popped really well on it, and it turned out really good. Of course, we finished that one end that's unfinished there. We just picked up this bar off Facebook Marketplace for $10. And it's all solid wood, so we are actually going to completely redo it, and it's gonna be really cute. And so that was definitely a good find, and it fits in this space perfectly. So we just painted the front of the counter white, and they finished doing all of the trim work on the top of the counter today, and it looks so good. And we're going to paint that white now, and then I get to paint the inside up here too. So we got to get some caulking tomorrow and fill in all the cracks and do another coat of paint. And it's gonna look so good with a brick wall.
Dun, da, da, da. There it is.
What do you think, Dad?
It's getting there.
Slowly but surely. Still kind of a mess, but we've got some of our vendors moved in. Still got a few more that need to get their stuff in here, but I'm so excited. This was the footage I took of the shop a couple days before we opened. And as you can see, it's still pretty bare. I had to buy so many things to fill up the front of the shop. I had been a vendor in, different stores for the past few years. And then I decided I wanted my own store, but I didn't have that much inventory. So it filled up quickly after this. And here's the start of our vendor booths. And I'm so grateful for my vendors back then. I was just 21 years old and never had owned a store before, of course. And so I was just kind of figuring it out as I went. And they took a chance on me, and I appreciate them so much. I have a couple of them that are still vendors today in the shop, and it was just the most amazing experience, and I couldn't have done it without them. Okay, here we go. We had our grand opening on November 27th of 2021, and oh my goodness, what a good day that was. We had kind of a soft opening a few days before, but you guys, the people showed up. All my friends, family, strangers. It was just amazing, and I'm so grateful to have had such a good start to the shop. And these videos are from a few weeks after we opened, I believe, so it started to fill up a little bit with new inventory. And it's also so fun and interesting to see the things that I was buying and picking up and the things that the vendors were selling, because it's changed so much. The trends have changed in the past, almost 4 years. It was very boho, I feel like, with lots of wicker, which is not the case really anymore. But that just shows you how the shop grows and changes over time. And it's really cool to look back at this. In this clip, you can see that Milo Bauman bedroom set and the Broyhill Brasilia dining set. I also had that matching hutch to it, but it sold really quickly. But those were like the first big furniture investment pieces that I'd ever bought. And I was so proud of myself to be able to buy those and resell them for a good profit. And now we sell a lot of furniture that is, ideal and mostly is vintage and antique furniture. These videos, I think we're close to spring of 2022 now. Lots of wicker and rattan. So funny. I used to sell so much wicker. Not anymore, that's for sure. But still lots of mid-century. That's always a hit. It'll be kind of a timeless thing. And here we are now in the summer of 2023, and this is a really good idea of what my daily day-to-day looks like. Moving around lots of furniture all day long and constantly rearranging the shop. Towards the end of 2023, you can really see the style of the shop start to evolve and change. And that's really because my personal style was evolving and changing at the time, which of course is going to reflect in the things I'm buying and how I'm staging the shop and merchandising and all those things. So it started to lean a lot more European, and I started to mix in a lot more antique furniture than I had been previously. So we had a good mix of, still the mid-century things, but I started adding a lot more antique pieces, more primitive things, and I just really love how the style of the store has evolved and changed into what it looks like today. Here is a look of what our vendor spaces were looking at the beginning of 2024. And they have changed a lot since this video was taken. I need to take an updated video, an updated shop tour for you guys, which I'll do here shortly in the future, so you can see our current vendor setup. Most of the vendors in this video are still there, I think all except for one, and we've gained one new one. So I will take some updated footage for you guys in the future and feature our lovely vendors. But as you can see, it's changed a lot over time. And we added our lovely record wall that is always a hit with the customers. These videos are from the spring of 2024, and the shop is starting to look very similar to what it looks like today. September of 2024, this was our Halloween window display. I always go all out decorating the shop for Halloween and Christmas. It's always such a fun time. I really, really love doing our window displays. I'll have to make a video of the accumulation of all of our previous holiday windows. It's pretty fun, I will say. And then we have our fall window. It was so pretty. You may notice that I like to incorporate a lot of nature into the displays at the shop. I do a lot of branches and greenery and leaves, dried flowers, especially making mobiles. I love hanging them with fishing line and thread. I just feel like it adds such a whimsical touch to our displays. And here we are in January of this year. That table, my goodness, one of my favorite pieces I found in a very long time. It was gorgeous. So this is kind of what the shop is looking like today. You can see the aesthetic has really evolved over time from where we first started. And I really love how it's just come to be what it is. It's very much me. People always ask me, what does your house look like? And I say, it looks like this. I don't buy things unless I love them and would put them in my own home.
I really think that's something that sets Poppy and Dale apart. You know, we curate and collect things and are buying things that will someday be your future heirloom, and you're going to hopefully have for the rest of your life and is never going to go out of style.
And here we are in June of 2025. I can't believe it's already almost been 4 years. I really hope you enjoyed going on this journey with me, and I have so many other great videos coming out very soon, so I would appreciate it if you would subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.